Hi there everyone, Piet and Grade here from the Purple House Wellness Center in Tasmania. Today we are coming to you with a discussion about 3 health foods that many people are buying for themselves and their children, thinking that it helps their life and energy and they're doing something good for their children. But we just want to point out right now that those health foods, so-called health foods, are very detrimental for you. Okay, food number 1 is yogurt. So unless you make yogurt yourself, it really doesn't have many good bacteria because it's been pasteurized, which kills all the good bacteria. But the worst thing about yogurt is that the little containers that people buy for their children, like the fruit yogurts, are nearly half full of sugar, and so this is one of the leading contributors to diabetes, or like sugar overload in children, and sugar overload in children often looks like ADHD and uncontrollable behaviors, and of course early onset diabetes. So don't buy those little packets of yogurt for your children unless they are 100% natural and unsweetened. They have a little bit of natural sugars in them, but I still want you to know it's not going to help your child's probiotics either because the yogurt's been pasteurized.
We've also learned that Lactobacillus acidophilus, which is the main bacteria that makes yogurts, is good up to about 2 years of age, and after that it crowds out all the other good bacteria. So
for people, you mean for babies till they're 2 years old,
2 years old,
and it doesn't serve adults at all.
So
Alright, so
milk kefir is by far better. That's fermented milk. It's got a broad spectrum of bacteria and yeasts in, which are good.
Okay, so great.
The next food is breads, and people often they'll go to sourdough bread, they'll go to whole grain bread, but all grains turn to a lot of sugar, and in breads there's often a high dose of corn syrup,
syrup,
and also the bad oils. There's a lot of bad oils in added to doughs of breads, and another thing. The government used to get bakers to put iodine in bread to help people's thyroid function, but then the bakers must have thought it was a mold inhibitor, and they found a cheaper option called bromide, which is toxic to
incredibly toxic
humans, and that's what's in our bread also. So bread's been a staple food right throughout the Western world, and it's not the best one. It turns to the flour out of one slice of bread will turn to 6 teaspoonfuls of sugar in our body, which,
we can only have 4 teaspoons of sugar maximum a day. 1
teaspoonful 4 times a day.
Oh yeah, that's right. And a little yogurt container has 1 big heaped tablespoon of sugar in it. It's nearly a quart of sugar. I'm just warning you.
And we clog all. We store all the rest of that sugar above 1 teaspoon in stored fat, and often the first place we store it's in our liver, so it clogs our livers up,
which is your detox. So then your body can't properly detox, keep your blood clean anymore. So bread is absolutely not harmless at all. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's delicious though. I do admit that. So just don't have it in the house, and then you won't be tempted to
run past the bakeries, because the smell of fresh bread, it will turn on. It must stimulate our opioid receptors in our brain, and after going without bread for 8 to 10 years, it still smells delicious.
I used to bake our own bread. I mean, it was an act of love for me. I loved it. I always baked bread for everyone, for the whole family, for all our 6 children, which was delicious when it was fresh, by the way. And then it used to dry out a little bit. But oops, we're hearing that our maintenance person is busy outside. Just excuse the noise. So then, the third really bad health food that's harmful are cereals, right? So all the cereals in the box, you're better off eating the cardboard box than the cereal, and also cereal bars. So like cereal bars, I used to buy muesli bars and put them in my kids' school lunches thinking they were healthy. They're also very, very unhealthy because again they packed with corn syrup, with everything, like probably 6,000 products on the market and are packed with sugars because people are addicted. We all have an addiction to it. So all these products are hidden as well from. So you have to be really, really savvy.
And they're usually grain based.
Also, well, for sure, yeah. So on top of that, grains are grown with a lot of toxicity, like Roundup and all the rest. And Roundup, when it enters our bloodstream, leaches minerals from our body, and we're all already mineral deficient anyway. Some cereals even are fortified with iron. So. And then people think, oh, this is so good for my child, it's good so he won't get iron deficiency or anemia. But the iron is actually made from iron shavings, so that's really toxic to your body as well.
Non-absorbable by the human body.
Alright, so what are the four, we just want to tell you. Four bad things, now we'll just talk louder, that are bad for your digestion.
Food preservatives, number one. The bad gut bacteria. So we have 10% good, 10% bad, and 80% that follows either the good or the bad.
The venus follows the venus.
So if we have 11% bad, we'll have 91% bad.
Bad
so
gut bacteria.
We need to be replenishing our good gut bacteria every day, so those 80% will follow the good. So they
have no loyalty, in other words.
No.
They just want to belong to the winning team. So just always create a winning team in your tummy by having good gut bacteria. So we supplement with immunosymbiotic, which most of our clients do, by the way, which is a really, really powerful product. That comes in a package. We packaged it up with 3 other products that support your digestion.
One of the other things that creates poor digestion is overeating. Our stomach, when you think about it, our stomach fits about that much food. My stomach fits that much food. Your child's stomach fits however much they can fit into their hands, cupped hands.
The 2 little hands put together,
So that overeating extends our stomach so it can't digest the food properly.
Yeah, and that can lead to heartburn, burping, belching, headaches, mood swings, you can't think properly, because actually worrying, like the Chinese medicine always say, whatever sits in your stomach, that creates worry.
And drinking water at the same time as you got food in there also dilutes the chemicals that are in there, the digestive juices that are meant to be digesting the food as well.
So don't drink with your meals, stop drinking about half an hour before
15 minutes at least.
And then start drinking, we talk about water and stuff, 2 hours after your meal. That really helps your digestion.
It takes 1.5 to 2 hours for our stomach to empty after a meal.
Okay, so what about enzymes? They're super important, aren't they? Do you want to talk about enzymes?
Well, a slow metabolism is the other thing that slows our digestion and makes us get put on weight. And the thyroid is important for that, to stimulate our metabolism, and that needs the trace element of iodine. And there's none in our diet, so we need to supplement with that every day of our life, from the day we conceive to the day we die.
Yeah. I was just going to say, if you hear the noise, it's our mazes are being trimmed, but I actually just thought, well, this is what it's like in your body if your digestion isn't working well. You always have this background unease sense in your body, like your body is being noisy, right? And it can't relax properly because something inside of your body is broken.
You could say it's stress as well. Stress disrupts the digestive system.
Then it's always noisy in the background, literally. Like you feel disrupted because something is being disrupted. So we're all for helping you to create a strong digestive system again, like get all 4 legs of the table back on the floor, basically.
But one thing that I recommend every client is to have an enzyme mix of all the different enzymes with every meal I eat, because it takes the load off our pancreas, plus our pancreas doesn't produce the enzyme to break down vegetables. So if we're not taking an enzyme that has cellulase in, we're probably not getting a lot out of the veggies we eat.
That's right.
We don't produce it in our pancreas.
No, not many people realize that. Fermented vegetables are loaded with enzymes, so like sauerkraut, kimchi and all that, from the Love Yoghurt company, which is Tasmania, which is made from all local organic products in Tasmania. That's really, really good. So that contains a lot of enzymes and good bacteria that restores your immune system and your digestion. Yeah. All right. So
the other thing for a good digestion is to keep the bile flow going.
Yeah.
Because when the food in the stomach is extremely acidic, but the small bowel likes to be neutral, neither acid or alkaline. And the way it overcomes that, each time the stomach lets out a tiny little bit of food out of the bottom sphincter into the small intestine, the gallbladder gives a squeeze of concentrated bile that's alkaline.
Very caustic, eh?
Yeah, and that produces a chemical reaction that completes the digestive process, blows the food to smithereens, so the small bowel is nice and neutral pH, nice and happy, and it can take the food that's been broken down to the smallest possible particles of nutrients into the bloodstream and supply the body with those nutrients.
That's right. So that's what beach flow does. So this really keeps your bowel running, because most people's bile is too sticky. You always hear us talking about sticky bile, because not many people know about that, but that's an absolute key secret that you need to understand about your digestion. And your liver actually produces about 500 to 700 mils of bile every day, which is like half a jug full basically. So you can imagine if it's always sticky, your whole tummy, you're going to get a muffin top and all the rest, it's all going to swell up in there.
Plus, if the body doesn't get rid of the toxins, the body will store those toxins in the fat cells, so it'll keep those fat cells to protect the body.
Also often creates itchy skin and all sorts of problems that we've also talked about in the past. So beach flow helps for that. Enzymes help your body break down proteins and all your foods. Iodine boosts your metabolism and is needed by every cell of the body to fire away. And then
supplying or replenishing the good intestinal bacteria every day is essential for good health as well.
And then cutting out all the store-bought yogurts, yummy breads, and cereals, and you're on your way pretty much. Actually replace them with good fats. So Pete and I, we always talk about good fats as well. So healthy butter, coconut oil, cream, and meat fats are very, very good for you. And
the best running oil is macadamia nut oil, and olive oil is about the only other one that's reasonable.
A lot of olive oil apparently that's on the market is also what's the word, not contaminated, but it's mixed with other oils, it's not as good as they claim it to be. So you also have to be so cautious now. These days you pretty much have to be a wizard if you're a parent or somebody in charge of your own health, or your children or your parents or whatever. You really need to know this stuff, otherwise you're going to suffer.
You nearly need half a day to go around the supermarket because you have to read all the labels.
Well, once you know what's good for you and what to avoid, it gets a lot easier. When you eat more fats, you're not as hungry either, so you literally everything will fall into place for you. Everything that we just told you is put in an article, so we post the article under the video. Thanks for listening to us. Thanks for sticking by us, even though it's noisy, but some work has to go on, so we can't really interrupt the maintenance man. And we look forward to being with you next week. Let us know if you've got any questions. We're here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, seeing clients. And so we do our health consultations or coaching or healing, whatever you need. We're available to help you then. So please let us know.
And you can go online and order things from our online shop,
which is open, of course, 24/7. So reach out to us and we're here to help you. We are so happy to help you. Bye for now.
Have a good week.
Bye.